lucky if we can flip this tree for half of what we already sunk into it. I won't be able to sleep on my back for 6 weeks, and on my stomach I feel congested. Why the cuss didn't I listen to my lawyer?
Because you don't listen to anybody.
What was that?
What? I said...
Wake up, everyone. They're digging us out.
They'll kill the children.
Over my dead body, they will.
That's what I'm saying. You'd be dead too in that scenario.
Well, I'm arguing against that.
What are you talking about?
Why are you yelling at me?
Stop! Okay, you say one thing, she says another, and then it all changes back again.
Oh, I've got it. There's not a moment to lose. Why didn't I think of this before?
Think of what?
We've been trapped before. Dig! Everyone starts digging furiously. Dirt flies everywhere. The shot booms down into the ground among the roots of trees, through buried pebbles, layers of soil, and subterranean metal deposits. 1 hour later, the shots stop at the bottom of the dark hole deep under the ground. Mrs. Fox lies on the floor, breathing heavily with a lit lantern on her side. The cubs are sprawled out around her. Kylie leans into the corner with her shirt off tied around the waist. Fox stands up and clears his throat. All right. I think it's time for me to give us a pep talk and explain some things. A long time ago...
May I have a word with you privately?
Well, we're in a hole where...
Just on the other side of this mineral deposit. Follow me.
Okay.
I'm going to lose my temper now.
When?
Right now.
Well, when Mrs. Fox scratches Fox across the face, slicing a quick sliver of his fur, Fox cringes away with his paw up protectively.
12 fox years ago, you made a promise to me while we were caged inside that fox trap that if we survived, you would never steal another chicken, goose, turkey, duck, or squab, whatever they are. I believed you. Why did you lie to me?
Because I'm a wild animal.
You're also a husband and a father.
I'm trying to tell you the truth about myself.
I don't care about the truth about yourself. This story is too predictable.
Predictable? Really? And what happens in the end?
In the end, we all die. Unless you change.
Next morning, there's a large hole in the side of the hill under Fox's tree. The ceiling to the living room has been completely removed. Boggis, Bunce, and Bean stand half underground, in their heads sticking out of the hole, breathing hard with dirt shovels over their shoulders.
Beauty! Good morning. Run down to the rentals department over at Malloy Consolidated and place an order for, shall we say, 1 Mighty Max, 1 Junior Spitfire, and a long-range Tornado 375 Turbo for immediate delivery.
3 yellow and black murderous, brutal bulldozers digging tractors with Malloy Consolidated painted on the side of them. They make a terrible high-pitched growling noise and spit black grease and smoke. Boggis, Bunce, and Bean stand among the tractors, nodding giddily to each other. They scramble into the driver's seat and begin to rip into the hillside. Bunce sits on a dictionary to see over the dashboard. Fox, Mrs. Fox, Kylie, Ash, and Kristofferson dig frantically, the tractors grabbing huge chunks of earth, tossing them into the meadow. Boggis, Bunce, and Bean, drunk with digging, laugh maniacally as they control their tractors, a temperature gauge with its needle pushing its limit of the red. Fox, Mrs. Fox, Ash, Kristofferson, and Kylie dig crazily. Ash, are you mad at me? I understand if you are, and I'm sorry. I never would have involved your cousin if I realized it would make you feel that way. It would never, it was only ever because he's just a natural. I mean, look at him dig. Anyway, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
I'm going to put dirt in my ears.
Ash quickly makes 2 earplugs out of dirt and continues digging. The hill, with half its dirt dug out from underneath the tree stands precariously over the wild tractors. The hill is now raised to a fallen old beech tree laying on its side. Tractors are almost completely below ground in a deep crater. A crowd of neighbors and local press from the town has gathered and watched as the tractors stop digging and rumble out of the crater. Motors go quiet. Boggis, Bunce, and Bean climb out from their tractor. They look angry. A deep cavern with walls made out of knotted roots and vines. Mrs. Fox and Kylie lie exhausted on the floor in the corner. Ash and Kristofferson lie in another. Kristofferson says quietly, in the dark.
Still ticks, by the way.
Me neither. Whoever said,
Apparently, that's what you've been telling everyone. Legal ticks and pelt lice?
I never said that. And you're misquoting me. Or somebody is, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Look, Ash, you may or may not ever see the light of day again, but I really like Agnes. I think she likes me.
Great. She's a free agent. What do I care?
Well, then why you're dead set on?
Can I ask you a question?
You may.
What's the point of sitting on the floor with your legs twisted into a pretzel, talking to yourself for an hour and 45 minutes? It's weird.
My father and I first started practicing meditation together when I was...
Yeah, well, I'd worry more about that does to your reputation than whether or not you have beagle ticks or not.
I don't. Nor pelt lice.
One of those slovenly farmers is probably wearing my tail as a necktie by now.
Paranoid, Foxy.
Miss Bean sitting in her kitchen watching TV next to an extremely skinny, freckled 12-year-old boy. The boy points to the screen and starts laughing at himself. Hey, Quinn, why don't you read this?
Sorry, what page?
Page 50 on the PDF.
Who am I? Be the reporter? Or am I the? I don't know which.
No,
where?
The freckled kid. Freckled kid. Oh, I'm sorry. At the bottom of 49.
Thank you. Look at Dad's tie.
Television set Bean on screen with Action 13 reporter. He is wearing a fox fur necktie.
Farmer, correct me if I'm misreading the data. You've successfully destroyed the scenery, but the alleged fox remains at large. What will you three prominent farmers do now?
Well, Dan, I can tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to let him go.
Boggis, Bunce, and Bean, Earl Malloy, and two men dressed in orange and yellow striped jumpsuits with cuddleback blasting and obliteration stitched into their pockets peer over the top of a sandbag embankment. The tree tractors are parked behind them. Petey approaches, running, and jumps into a sandbag into a crouch down to next to the farmers. Silently, Bean cranes his neck over to the embankment, curious, and frowns. There's a big explosion. Boggis, Bunce, and Bean, Earl Malloy, and Kubek brothers standing in the center of the blast. It looks like a meteor has smashed into the hill. They all stare into the tiny hole that continues downward into the darkness from the bottom of the crater.
How many men do we got? August?
35.
Bunce?
36.
And I've got 37. That's 108 altogether. Petey, drop everything and assemble all 180 members of our entire 3 combined workforces. We're going to starve them out and then kill them. Starting in, shall we say, 15 minutes?
At night, a helicopter with a Bean Incorporated decal on the side of it circles the crater, scanning the dark terrain with the searchlights. There are tents and trucks and 108 men gathered around the perimeter. They sit on the bricks and logs and are armed with bats, pistols, rifles, shotguns, bows, and arrows and hatchets. There is a full moon. Lanterns aglow on the farmer's tent. A group of farmhands sit around the campfire next to the crater. One of them cooks a chicken on the spit. The other sits on a log playing a banjo. I will probably just use the recording because it's a lot easier. Mindy, take it 52 on Bean's line of interrupting. Please.
What are you saying, Petey?
Hey, Quinn, why don't you read Petey? Because I feel like you haven't read anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. With page again. I'm behind.
52.
52.
Petey.
But a handsome little fox.
No, just read the line after Bean says, What are you singing, Petey?
Oh, fuck. All right. I don't know. I was just kind of making it up as I was going along.
That's just weak songwriting. You wrote a bad song, Petey.
3 days later, morning in the farmer's camp, the cook flips an egg on a skillet. He puts on a plate with bacon and hands it to Bunce.
How long can a fox go without food or water?
Well, I can only answer as an opossum, but I don't think I can last more than another couple hours before I get completely dehydrated and starve to death.
What's that?
Ash points. Everyone looks. A tiny hole appears in the wall at the end of the tunnel. Dirt is crumbling out of it.
Dad?
Not a sound. Shh. Suddenly, there's a loud scrambling and matches strike. The fox touches it to Mrs. Fox's lantern. A tiny hole becomes a wall, becomes a larger one. Badger stands in front of the fox with his law partner Beaver, Beaver's son, a medium-sized mole, and a gray field mouse with a bandana tied in a do-rag style around his head. Badger has a spoon in his hand. Fox and Badger erupt at each other. Go ahead, Quinn. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my line. That's my fault. You scared the cuss out of me.
A lot of good animals are probably going to die because of you. We've been digging in circles for 3 days. Half the woods have been obliterated. Nobody can get out. Right now, my wife's huddled at the bottom of the Flint 9 with no food, no water, and 27 starving animal brats.
I just want to see a little sunshine.
But you're nocturnal, Phil. Your eyes barely even open on a good day.
I'm sick of your double talk. We have rights.
We don't like you. We hate our dad. Now grab some of that mud, chew it in your mouth, and swallow it.
Hold on, Quinn. That was Julie's line.
Is there a Beaver son? Shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who's playing my son?
Well, first of all, you're Badger.
And second of all, I'm being an idiot right now. Sorry,
okay.
guys.
And second of all, that's Beaver. Jamie, go ahead.
I am so lost. I'm sorry. I swear to God, I'm following along. I just lost it.
I know why I'm losing my place.
So am I.
Page 54. Page 54.
54 on the PDF?
55 on the PDF. Page 54 listed up in the corner at the very bottom.
Okay.
Beaver's son.
54. I am Beaver's son. That's a true story. And why is it not in the top of 54? Wait, Badger. Oh, there I am. Okay. Oh, okay, that's the one. Okay. It's we don't like you, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't like you and we hate your dad. Now grab some of that mud, chew it in your mouth, and swallow it.
I'm not gonna eat mud.
Cuss. Yeah, you are.
Beaver's son grabs a handful of mud, smashes it into Ash's mouth, and forces his jaw up and down into a chewing motion. Ash coughs and spits. Kristofferson frowns. He takes off his shoes with his feet.
Don't do that.
Beaver's son looks at Kristofferson.
Why'd you take your shoes off?
So I don't break your nose when I kick it.
Kristofferson kicks Beaver's son in the face, karate chops his neck, elbow jabs him twice in the gut, and flips this enormous youth over his shoulder and into the mud. Beaver's son gets up crying and walks out of the alcove.
I can fight my own fights.
No, you can't.
Badger and Fox facing each other at the end of the tunnel.